Okay guys, welcome to the next video. Okay, today I'm doing part 6. Okay, part 6 of this SAS diorama build. After yesterday's airbrushing, it has received I think 2 or 3 coats of this rattle can matte varnish. It dried overnight and it's like that, just like that. But off the camera, actually I've deflated the tires. Okay? I deflated the tires by putting 2 screws in each tire. Originally I was thinking, you know, hot hair dryer, then clamp it down, let it cool, tire will retain its shape, but it never happened. So it needs some help. Then possibly maybe I need to trim off some rubber here, but I don't think it's necessary because as this thing set on the diorama base, this part will be covered by scale ground. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to weathering. Right now we are doing washes. Okay, so I see you guys on my makeshift stand, and then we'll get going. Okay. Now for is this safe? Will I break something? Give me a few seconds, huh? Will I indeed break something? No. Okay, let's go. Let's go with this. I was afraid I may break something. Okay, never mind. We'll go with Tamiya Harriet again. Okay, this is actually Tamiya Harriet XF9. Okay. Tamiya Harriet XF9, the enamel kind, diluted with used paintbrush cleaning thinner. So let's see what we can do. Obviously it goes into the nooks and crannies. Is it thick enough? No, you know what's the funny thing? I think I've over diluted it yesterday for airbrushing. Just imagine that. I think I destroyed another brush. This one appears to have super glue on the tip. And this is saber brush, good saber brush, horsehair. Now if any of you those have not done plastic scale modeling or whatever before you all came on 1/6 and trying to do weathering, this sort of thing. Okay, it's actually an extension of scale hobby. When 1/6 scale was touted and invented by Dragon in the early 80s, I know I was there. in the early 80s. Okay, they actually just push the 1/6 scale as something like Barbie. You take it out of the box, you put on a few accessories, and then you're good. I think it's a mistake. At that time when Dragon actually came on the scene with 1/6, there were howls and cries of is Barbie for men. That's where this thing came from. 1/6 as a scale hobby should include things like this, which was actually part of my rantings a few episodes back about hobby paints. At that point, I was actually talking about advertising budget. Now, if you were to move some advertising budget and efforts into, I don't say give away but give out hobby paint like what Airfix and Matchbox do, Hambro do in the early 70s. 20 cents per tin of paint. 20 cents, Singapore cents, not English pound. That was in the late 70s. Not the early 70s, it's the late 70s. Why do they do that? It's actually to push their kids. Yeah. Usually newcomers to scale hobby will not paint their model. That's the truth. Now, for them to fully enjoy their kit, their hobby, and to have further interest, they need to buy paint, which is not a natural thing to do. I remember those Airfix 80 cents $1 kit that don't even have a box. You want to 70 scale, those plastic one. I actually stopped using those. One or two of those with my pocket money, with my lunch money actually. Then actually, the highlight is actually the instruction sheet with the history of the aircraft. Internet was not available then. Last time in 70s, Singapore's facility was not so transport facility. Everything was not so advanced. So a window to the world, actually, that history of the aircraft, who produced it, what theater it fought in, just a brief summary is actually of great interest to me. I'm sure it's to most of the beginners. So as we dive into the tiny tab, those colored paintings, we came to realize, plastic parts actually need painting. So out comes the 20 cents, 50 cents for hobby paint. Then we discovered, hobby paint actually need thinner. But at that point in time, actually the hobby shops, they are kind enough to say, hey, just go to the next few shop, the hardware store, and then just ask them for a bottle of paint thinner. Not turpentine, not spirit, but paint thinner. That's how things are run in the old days. And truth to be told, I'm still using that shopkeeper's advice. Hobby store enamel paint thinners. That's the truth. Okay, more or less. Okay, we got more or less here and there. Okay. So we'll flip around and see what we missed. But truth to be told, when Dragon DML come on the scene in the early to mid 80s, actually we know that actually they are cutting into Tamiya's market with kids only. They don't have paint. But I think it's a mistake. No, actually, when you see me posting with modification like this one, doing job tests for figure from here to here, this is actually what scale hobby should be. For 1/6 figures, okay, 1/6 figures, it need not be built fragile. Correct or not? There are old school simple ways of doing that with glue, PVA, all these things that actually I'm trying to show you. You look at my if you look at my Facebook posting for the past 4 years, I can't remember. Actually, all my methods is actually very rudimentary, old school. Don't have any whistle and bell like photo etching, 3D printing, all this. Because quite frankly, I don't for skill hobby, for me, it's bench work time. I don't want to spend time running around, looking and learning how to cast, how to photo etch, how to do 3D. Yeah. But quite frankly, when I see 3Ds, the stuff they do with 3Ds nowadays, there's some regret. Why? You know, there was one guy in doing 1/6 military. He actually printed a radio control 1/6 brand gun carrier. And then actually when I saw that, I was asking him how he do it. He actually told me it's all 3D, even the tracks. And that's running tracks. That is running tracks on the 1/6 doing by 3Ds. And you know what? Brand gun is actually one of the 1/6 things in my bucket list. I know if I were to scratch wheel, it will never happen. If I was given the state now of the current situation where people can just 3D print a brand gun carrier, I don't think I will see any new kits out of a 1/6. But it also goes to show that actually not supplying 20 cents bottle of paint for any kit manufacturer is a mistake in the long run. My 2 cents worth. Okay, let's go to the front. Actually, I basically did up this exhaust in silver, black basically the same way also. So right now, Kamehameha red, and then after that we'll go over with black with some black, and then we'll call it a day. Then tomorrow we'll start to dry brush this chassis, because I need the overnight for all these things to dry. After all this, another coat of this after all these washes is done, dry, another few coat of this rattle can matte varnish to go on. I don't think you all want to see that on YouTube. If not, this view and all the posting will last forever. But by and by, I may do that just for anyone who are interested to get something more out of their 1.6. Okay. But not all the, but not always. Let's put it. I don't think you guys will be interested in watching paint dry, you know. Okay, I think we basically got it to a state that I'm okay with. Okay, some splashes of something here and there to get the weathering going. No, actually, as weathering goes, is actually one of my favorite subjects. You know, when I was doing a 1 to 35 scale, actually I built up a whole kit. Let's say a Sherman tank, a Leopard tank, a M113 in maybe 1 or 2 hours. Just 1 or 2 hours to build up the kit. Then spend 2 weeks on doing weathering, painting and weathering. That's how crazy I'm about weathering. But really, like you do not want to watch paint dry. So some of all these things will be done off camera, and that's the truth. Okay, so I think I'm happy with browns. The channel, the thing, yeah. Believe me, there's still mist spot here and there. So you remember the airbrush, the matte black? When I washed my airbrush yesterday, matte black, it goes into here, and then this has become a wash also. Okay, so I don't want the chassis to be too dark that it actually offsets too much from the sand color. So it's only those important areas, okay, like leaf springs, the individual leaf spring, to try and bring out the leaf spring, and then the soot oil area. Now for washers, please note, as weathering goes, I think I've seen a lot of cases that guys only go for dry brushing but not washers. Why washers? Dry brushing only covered the raised surface. It will never cover the recessed surface. So you need to cover the recessed surface as well as the raised surface. Then the way to do it is actually washes into the recessed surface and or dry brushing to the raised surface. No, in no particular orders, guys. It's not that die you must do washes first. Die you must do that before you go for dry brushing. No. Okay, some to the those are ball joints, things that will leak. Okay, darken the color, but again, I don't want the whole thing to look too dark. The universal joint, all these things, and try not to cut it. Okay. So this side done. I mess up this side. Okay. So I think I'm happy with the front one. But then again, please there is no set rule that you must do washes first, then you do dry brushing, or dry brushing first, then you do no. You do it until it looks at least half convincing. Even fix like this one, you can control it with very big brushes or small one. Okay. Small one, big one. Okay. Let's goes into the what we call the welded joint. The shock absorbers. Okay, some parts of the wheel well. Which will be a mother to do once it's mounted. But luckily all this one is not visible unless you really go and look for them. Okay, so this part. Okay, the rails. Yeah, the rail actually, the side of the rail actually I miss it with the brown, but no big deal. We can actually come back to cover the rails with browns or some other color, because as the Jeep goes, parts like that will be actually worn off to bare metal. Okay. Some parts will be worn to bare metal, and then some sort of surface rust will appear, so there's no big deal. Okay, so the same with this part, those individual leaf spring, try to picking up the individual leaf. Let the capillary how do you pronounce it? Capillary action to get this thin flat black into the channel. Okay. I just knocked on the selfie stick. My workbench is not set up for YouTube, guys. Really, I have no intention of doing YouTube, because my thought has always been editing will take too much time. You know that the grandmaster of scale modeling, Shepherd Paint, actually he stopped modeling suddenly one day. Then I think about 10-20 years later, someone asked him, why did he stop plastic modeling as a hobby? He actually said he stopped doing that when it stopped being fun. He said it's something I actually totally agree. Totally agree. I mean, I don't open a shop. I don't intend to open a shop. I don't intend to produce accessory anything. It's just building for fun. It's just building for fun, when to just while away the time, keep the mind occupied. But I do notice one thing about youngsters doing this. They are actually wired differently. Their problem solving, their attention to detail, their sense of history actually is very good by the researchers that they make. And then when people go on to this type, they tend to become military buff in some discipline. Some will go for technical spec, some will go for history, some will go for you know, just hardware, the latest news. But all will be interested in all discipline. Just to what degree? For me, it's actually after doing all this, after doing all this, and then I'm sort of a military buff. Okay, sort of. In the early 80s, down to I think the early 2000. That's where I met my future wife. She's the one that actually got me off hobbies with things, exciting things like children, family, you know. And that's actually where I got off hobby totally. I got off scale hobby, plastic scale hobby in 1982, 83, I think. Then went on to RC as a hobby. Radio control racing. I was actually very bad at that. No interest in that. But I am good in tuning chassis. So when I met my wife in 1996, 97, yeah, that's where I totally went off. No hobbies until I returned. I think about 3 years back. 3 years or 4 back. I can't remember. Okay. So right now, let's go into the nooks and crannies. Yeah, okay, you see this part now, I go for the brown first, then I go for the black first. Logic says the black will cover the brown. But just go with it. You can tune it out later. Okay, so I think some big splashes here and there, then I think we'll go in. I think we'll declare this session finished. Okay. I think I declare it over for the inside of the wheels. This will really be a mother to do once it's mounted on the diorama. Okay, over for the inside of the wheels, which I think I totally miss it. Okay, the nuts. Okay, the rim itself. Then we've got some splashes to cover all kinds. Big splashes. Okay. No, I honestly tell you, if I'm not doing YouTube, doing YouTube, most likely I'll be doing this one. Okay, so I think I'm happy with it. Okay, I think we'll go over. Yep. Yeah, I think we have a killer here. After, okay, I think we have a killer here, but I can't go any further. Because it's still wet. I have to wait for it to dry. Wait for it to totally dry. Matte varnish. Matte varnish. Matte varnish over the thing for a few layers. Then we'll continue tomorrow. But let me show you what will be done tomorrow. Tomorrow, silver will be introduced. Okay, things like this one. Okay, I try to be careful not to leave the pin because there's no things like this. as well as this one is actually very easy to go overboard. Okay, the differential I think needs a bit more because this part will be scraped off those ground more than anything else. As well as the steering joints, this part. Okay, things like that. Oh, I'm lifting off the pin from this part, the oil tank. Okay, pass like this. Okay, but we'll go over this one, the silver tomorrow. This part is not done yet, the silver. We will do it tomorrow. Then I'll show you what I mean by there's no hard and fast rule to, oh, you must do this, then you do that. You do that, you cannot do that. No. Okay. Remember, this part is not done. It's not done with silver yet. But I'm taking a risk because it may leave off the paint. Then we'll follow up on what is done today, and then continue with doing this one after the matte varnish has dried and cured overnight. Oh, I'm taking too much of a risk. Okay, it will lift off the paint, believe me. I can do this because I'm familiar with my stuff, you know. Okay, so I put you guys down, take a closer look. Okay, take a closer look, then we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, this is actually what is done today. Focus. Excuse me for the bad lighting. It's actually daylight out there, but it's a very gloomy weather. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow there will be sunlight. Okay, this is actually what is done today. Just 5 washes. Okay, and silver paint. Oh, just for the heck of it. Let me show you what happens to silver when you black wash it. Okay, let's choose this one. Focus. It actually muted it down. Okay. See, that's how you control silver. But again, it's not dry, so it's making a mess all over the place. Okay, it's making a mess all over the place. But that's how you control. But that we'll continue that tomorrow. Yeah. So guys, washes. I think I will do this episode as washes, and it's already taken me half an hour of yakking and talking. Okay, so tomorrow let's hope for a block of a bright sunny day to come through my window. Okay guys, see you in the next episode. Okay, this will be part 6. Okay, there's a part 5. This one will be part 6. Okay, then please subscribe to my channel. I won't be able to post on Facebook soon, so I won't be able to notify anyone on Facebook. Okay, please subscribe to my channel, get notified by YouTube automatically. Then we'll continue from here. Okay, see you. Bye.